Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Podbean, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Good Pods, Pocket Cast, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 151. Coming soon. Whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? It is the end of 2024. Y'all getting this video afterwards. But it wouldn't be right if I didn't discuss with y'all my favorite movies of the year. I think it was a good year for movies. Some turds in there. Some Sony comic book turds in there. Some crow-sized turds in there. It's some bad shit. But this video is my favorite movies of the year. 10-1. Shout out to 3 honorable mentions. And yeah, I'm still a little foggy. Like normally I ramble off like half the movies that come out in the whole calendar. As you can see, a lot of franchise stuff. Gladiator tried to make a comeback. Beetlejuice, Alien tried to make a comeback. But let's just start off. At honorable mention number 3, I got Smile 2. It was creepy. I won't go too much. Like I just talked about it in my fourth quarter video. It's just one of those sequels, rare in horror, that just elevate the first movie. Everything it does improved upon the first one, is what I'm trying to say. From like Nurse to Pop Star, Low Key to Public, you know what I mean? And again, the way it ended, one of my favorite endings, if not my favorite ending all year. At honorable mention number 2, I got Transformers 1. I think Paramount somehow is starting to figure it out when it comes to animation. Like, to me, in my opinion, this movie is going to do for Transformers what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did, Mutant Mayhem did for Ninja Turtles. It just breathes fresh life into the franchise. They can still do their thing with the live action movies, but like this was so good, better than it had any right to be. The animation looks unique. The characters all stood out. This movie did what Mufasa wanted to do. Honorable mention number 1, I got Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, barely missing the top 10. Because I shook some shit up, thought about rewatchability and how much I enjoyed it, theater experience, all of that. And this just got put right on the outside of the list. Anya Taylor-Joy, great as young Furiosa, as young Charlize Theron. Chris Hemsworth is one of the best villains all year. George Miller with the great visuals, great storytelling, great execution. I just hope it doesn't take 9 more years to get another installment in this franchise. Officially, at number 10, I got A Quiet Place, day 1. It was very, like, I've said it all year. If any franchise if any franchise was worthy of the prequel story cash grab, it was A Quiet Place. Just watching Civilization have to adapt on the spot because you don't know that you have to be quiet in the moment. So it's like learn as you go or die. Lupita Nyong'o was great. Her story, her arc is what carried this movie for me. Joseph Quinn just giving a peek, a little preview of what he would do in Gladiator, of what I hope he'll do in Fantastic Four, among other movies, of course. A couple references. Yeah, like a Quiet Place is still like building up to be like an all-time franchise. At number 9, to you guys, probably the biggest head scratcher on this list. To me, one of the most fun theater experiences I had all year. At number 9, I got Argyle. I don't know if it was because it was Apple. I don't know what. But like motherfuckers really was not feeling this movie, and I had a blast. Just all-star cast. Matthew Vaughn still with that quirky ass writing, great fight choreography. And that like stranger than fiction-esque plot device is just so cool to me. And it's either Apple or Universal or even Disney, somebody in the mix is bullshitting as far as what we're gonna get next in this franchise. I thought the characters were interesting. I thought it was cool. At number 8, I got The Wild Robot. This was just a beautiful story. Just a beautiful story. Just adapting and learning and just finding your way, not giving up. This movie, without question, had the most heart of any movie to come out all year. If they make more movies like there are more books, I will definitely be there. At number 7, I got We Live in Time. Another one I just talked about the other day. Two of the best performances I've seen from Andrew Garfield, from Florence Pugh, and they just go through life. We all go through life. The way this is written, the way this is executed, the way the story is told, it's just so good. At number 6, I got The Bike Riders. This was supposed to be like that awards season darling last year, and I think because of the strike, it got delayed. It came out over the summer, and Jodie Comer, great. Austin Butler, great. Tom Hardy, great. Sons of Anarchy vibes. It was just the way when the gang is escalating, it's so interesting to see like where the story goes, how the characters react. Yeah, I wish more people were talking about this. It'll get ignored this award season because it come out in summer. At number 5, I got Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Again, like no Matt Reeves directing, so I was nervous. Shouldn't have been. Wes Ball stepped up, killed it. No Caesar, no Andy Serkis. Just to see what they did with these characters, how they honored Caesar, but how they tried to build their own story. They stuck the landing. As a massive fan, like Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time, but the previous 3 Apes movies were my favorite trilogy of the 21st century. And Kingdom exceeded expectations. Shout out Kevin Durand. Great. Another great villain. At number 4, I got Civil War. Road trip movie. Kirsten Dunst, Wagner Moura, Callie Spaney, Stephen McKinley Henderson, Alex Garland. I think the people that didn't like this movie, like, didn't like that it really didn't pick a side. It didn't need to, and I think that's the point. The world is a dangerous place, a shitty place. People suck. You see the evolution of decision making based on your potential result. It was just so good. Tension, the best tension all year start to finish. At number 3, I got Dune Part 2. Second half of the book. Ain't a lot else to really say. I think Chalamet stepped up, Zendaya stepped up. Again, Austin Butler came in and stole the scenes he was in. Just visually so beautiful. Like, Denis Villeneuve has become a master of every aspect of filmmaking, honestly. I haven't watched Prophecy on Max yet, Dune Prophecy. But Messiah is supposedly coming December of 26. I'll be there. At number 2, I got Inside Out 2. Inside Out is one of my all-time favorite Pixar movies. So I'm truly curious to see where these characters are 9 years later. They don't really time jump that far in the movie, but it's the next evolution of human development, right? It's like, what kind of person is Riley gonna become? Every emotion is trying to help. It's just, what are the effects of trying to help? You know what I'm saying? Beautiful animation, interesting characters. It's still so funny, so emotional. No pun intended. Yeah, like, for a movie literally everybody can relate to, it was so crazy to not see more people just fall in love with this. And Geek Ass Randy, favorite movie of the year. You probably knew this before you even pushed play. Deadpool and Wolverine, man. I loved every second of it. I saw it 3 times in the theater. The way that Deadpool and Wade Wilson get incorporated into the MCU, it worked. It worked without impacting any other story that's ongoing. So many snobs and snooty ass film connoisseurs talking about there's no story. Bro, like, if he doesn't do a certain thing, he loses his world. That's story enough. And then the backstory for Wolverine, what brings them together, and like, man, like, everybody talking about how this ruined Logan. This did not ruin Logan. Logan still exists, and it still has its ending. Pull your head out of your ass, man. Like, your pretentious ass preferences are not impacted by a variant, a different version of a character being in another movie. That's just all there is to it. Like, the story is good. You know it's gonna be hilarious. We've wanted Hugh Jackman as Logan, as Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. We've wanted these two as legit Deadpool. We've wanted these two dudes on screen together for 8 years. We finally got it, and again, they stuck the landing. I don't need these two dudes in another movie together. It'd be cool. Whatever Deadpool and or Wolverine we get going forward, I'm for it. I loved this movie. And it's not even the fan service. It's Marvel. You know there's gonna be fan service. It's just what they did with what they had blew me away. That's my list. 10-1 honorable mentions. What movies did you guys really love in 2024, man? Like, very, very curious to know. So drop a comment. Videos coming nonstop. I'm playing catch up. Most anticipated coming soon. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.